Newsfirst at 9. Headlines.
A very good evening to you and welcome to the news at 9. You're joining me live from the Newsfirst Centre in Colombo. I'm Katrina Chang. Let's take a look at what's making headlines tonight. India's Prime Minister-elect Narendra Modi says he needs 10 years to develop the country. A Chinese military delegation, including Vice Chairman of China's Central Military Commission, calls on President Rajapaksa. The government can be defeated at a general election, a statement by the leader of the JVP.
මේ ආණ්ඩුව පළවය හැරිය හැකි කියන සංඥාව මෙම මැතිවරණයේදී ලබා දීලා තිබෙනවා.
The Sirsa-Vesak zone concludes successfully. The sacred relics which were brought to the Sirsa-Vesak Khalape taken back to the respective viharas. Let's now take Ms. Naija on the main news desk for details of these stories and much more.
Thank you, Catherine Chang, for bringing us the headlines. You're watching the weekend edition of Primetime News. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Let's start off with your top story tonight. Indian leader Narendra Modi, whose party swept the elections yesterday, said he needed 10 years to develop the country. Bharatiya Janata Party's Modi is poised to be the next Prime Minister of India, with the pro-business Hindu nationalist and his party gaining the most resounding election victory the country has seen in 30 years. Modi has delivered the BJP's best result ever, giving it more than the 272 seats it needs to form a government. With its allies, the party could get more than 330 seats out of 543. The Congress party, headed by Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, has crashed to its worst performance with less than 50 seats after 10 years in power.
Allaying fears of any hidden divisive agenda, Modi said he would take every citizen on the journey of development.
मुझे जन जन को साथ लेकर के विकास की यात्रा में मेरे देशवासियों को जोड़ना है। और भाइयों बहनों, दुनिया की कोई ताकत नहीं है कि 125 करोड़ के देश को रोक सके। भाइयों, 21वीं सदी हिंदुस्तान की सदी बनाना है। 10 साल चाहिए, ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए दोस्तों, 10 साल चाहिए। देश के अधिकतम मतदाताओं ने डेवलपमेंट के मुद्दे पर वोट दिया है। हमारे देश में ये माना जाता था कि विकास के मुद्दे पर चुनाव नहीं लड़ा जा सकता। भारत माता की वंदे 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 वंदे।
Modi's landslide was welcomed with a thundering rally on stock markets and raucous celebrations at offices across the country of his BJP, where supporters danced, exploded fireworks and handed out sweets. In the holy city town of Varanasi, one of the two constituencies from where Modi contested and won, local residents said now they hoped he would keep the promises he made during his electrifying campaign.
Good days are ahead now. We are looking forward for better life, security and prosperity.
Outgoing Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh bid farewell to the nation today after 10 years at the helm, saying he was leaving the country in a better shape to be a global economic powerhouse, an idea whose time has come.
Each one of us should respect the judgment that you have delivered. The just concluded elections have deepened the foundations of our democratic polity. I am confident about the future of India. I firmly believe that the emergence of India as a major powerhouse of the evolving global economy is an idea whose time has come.
Speaking to reporters at the daily White House briefing, White House spokesperson Jay Carney congratulated Narendra Modi on his victory in India's election and said that the United States would issue a visa to Modi to visit the US.
First of all, we congratulate India and the people of India on an historic national election which saw more voters cast their ballots freely and fairly than in any election in human history. I can tell you that the Prime Minister of India will be welcomed to the United States. And I would also note that U.S. officials, including Ambassador Powell, have met with Mr. Modi, so he is certainly not unknown to us.
Meanwhile, Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif telephoned new Indian leader Narendra Modi, whose party has swept the country's elections.
Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has phoned Prime Minister designate India, Narendra Modi, and congratulated him on his resounding victory and hoped that it will bring a new era in Pakistan-India relationship. And he re-invited him, the invitation that he already extended to Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. I understand he has invited him to visit Pakistan at first opportune time.
India's election was the world's largest, staggered over 5 weeks. A record of more than 500 million ballots were cast from the Himalayas in the north to the tropical south, with voters braving blistering heat for a record 66% turnout.
Yesterday, President Mahinda Rajapaksa congratulated India's victorious BJP candidate Narendra Modi and also invited him for a state visit to Sri Lanka. President Rajapaksa also took to the Twitter platform to congratulate Modi. An active figure on Twitter, Narendra Modi replied to President Rajapaksa stating, quote, "It was wonderful speaking to you early today. I look forward to strong relations between Sri Lanka and India," unquote. The Sirasa Vesak Kalape, which drew in large crowds over 3 days, came to a successful close this morning. The relics of Lord Buddha as well as his chief disciples, which were the main attractions of the Sirasa Vesak Kalape, were returned to the respective vihares today. The Sirasa Vesak Kalape was sponsored by John Keel's Holdings, while it also received the support of Eslon Lanka Private Limited.
The relics of Lord Buddha's chief disciples Sariput and Moggollan Maharatheros, which were brought to the Sirasa Vesak Kalape from the Mahabodhi Agwashravaka Mahavihare in Maligakanda, were returned to the Vihare this morning. The procession carrying the sacred relics departed the Sirasa Vesak zone following special religious observances, which were led by the chairman of the Mahabodhi Society, Venerable Banagala Upatisatero. Special religious observances were also observed at the Agwashravaka Mahavihara prior to placing the sacred relics in its shrine.
මම දන්නා කාලය තුල වැඩිම පිරිසක් එකවර වන්දනා කරගත්තේ මේ පසුගිය වතාවල් 4 වර්ෂයකට වරක්.
According to my knowledge, it was during that past 4 years that the most number of people were able to pay homage to these sacred relics. It was the chairman of the Maharaja organization, Mr. Raja Mahendran, who suggested that we grant such an opportunity for a large number of people to pay homage to these relics. He believed that it was timely and important. That is why we were able to witness large crowds queuing up from morning to witness these sacred relics after 3 p.m. This was no doubt some good for the country.
දින තුන පුරාම සාල ජනගංගාව පාරදිකට රැස් වෙලා උදේ ඉඳලා පැය ගානක් පොලිමේ ඉඳලා සවස් පිළින් පස්සේ තමයි මේ ධාතුන් වහන්සේලා ගන්නවා. ඉතින් මේ නිසා මේ රටට ලොකු ශාන්තියක් මේ තුලින් ඇති වෙනවා කිසිම සැකයක් නැහැ.
Meanwhile, the relics of Lord Buddha as well as 12 Maharahat Theros that were brought from the Yatihalagala Rajamaha Viharya left the Sirasavasak Kalapaya today in a special procession. Following religious observances, the relics began their journey back to the Yatihalagala Rajamaha Viharya under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of the Yatihalagala Rajamaha Viharya, Venerable Vaturukumbure Dhammaratana Thero. The procession carrying the sacred relics made its way through Kiribatkoda, Kadawata, Yakala, Nitambua, Pasyala, Varakapula, Galigamua, Kegol, Mavanalla, Pilimatalawa, Peradinya Junction and Gannorua before arriving at the Yatihalagala Rajamaha Viharya.
රජමහා විහාරස්ථානයේ 11 පසුගිය 11 වෙනිදා මේ උතුම් ධාතුන් වහන්සේලා වැඩම කරලා මග දෙපසට මේ ධාතුන්.
These sacred relics at the Yatihalagala Rajamaha Viharya were taken in a procession on the 11th of this month. Devotees who had gathered on either side of the road paid homage to the sacred relics. In addition, Buddhists from all parts of the island visited the Sirasavasak Kalapaya to pay homage to these sacred relics. The Mahasangha at the Yatihalagala Rajamaha Viharya, including its late chief incumbent and the donors of the Viharya, are extremely pleased.
අපේ රජමහා විහාරස්ථ දායක සභාවත් මේ අවස්ථාවෙන් අතිශයින් සතුටටපත් වෙනවා.
Meanwhile, the John Keels Holdings expressed their pleasure on being able to sponsor the Sirasavasak Kalapaya this time around.
Privilege and honor for us to be involved in the Sirasavasak Kalapaya as the John Keels company. As a conglomerate, we believe that we strongly need to support the community initiatives. For the first time, John Keels have actually got involved in this event, and we believe it's our involvement was actually as a result of the total organization that's conducted by the Sirasa Media Network. The outcome of this Sirasavasak Kalapaya is extremely positive, and we believe that Sirasa Media Network will get more strength into to next year for this to be a success.
The public received the opportunity to pay homage to the sacred relics of Lord Buddha as well as his chief disciples still early this morning.
Large crowds flocked to the Sirasavasak Kalapaya on its final day to witness the exposition of the sacred relics. As a result of this exposition, the sacred relics remained open till 6:30 a.m. today.
It was a great blessing to witness these relics. We don't know if we will ever be able to see this again. I have the need to witness these relics at such a location.
Meanwhile, the digital pandal erected at the Sirasavasak Kalapaya also drew in large crowds. The pandal depicted 4 stories, including the Seelava Nagaraja and Mahasara Jataka stories, as well as the life stories of Angulimala Maharahat Thero and Saryut and Mugulan Maharahat Theros. Bhakti performances as well as screenings of the Sri Siddhartha Gautama movie also took place at the Sirasavasak Kalapaya. A large number of dansals were also set up to provide refreshments to the devotees that arrived at the Sirasavasak zone. A special Shanti Karmya was held following the conclusion of the Sirasavasak Kalapaya this morning.
We believe that our main sponsor and partner for Vesak Kalapaya 2014, JKH, deserves special mention.
From the very outset of organizing this event, John Keels Holdings displayed vision, commitment and dedication to making an absolute success. We wish to appreciate the leadership of John Keels Holdings Chairman Susantha Ratnayaka, Deputy Chairman Ajit Gunawardana, President Jit Gunaratne and the senior management team at the helm of John Keells Holdings, which is one of Sri Lanka's largest conglomerates, for their inspired support in making the Vesak Kalapaya 2014 a resounding success. The throngs of Sri Lankans who visited the Vesak Kalapaya is ample proof of this.
Vice Chairman of China's Central Military Commission, Air Chief Marshal Zhu Xilang, says that China considers military relations between China and Sri Lanka quote-unquote priority. Air Chief Marshal Zhu Xilang made this statement when he called on President Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees last evening.
Vice Chairman of China's Central Military Commission, Air Chief Marshal Zhu Xilang, and a high-ranking military delegation met with President Rajapaksa yesterday. According to the presidential media unit, this is China's highest military delegation to ever visit Sri Lanka. The purpose of his visit, Air Marshal Zhu Xilang said, is to further enhance the strategic mutual trust between China and Sri Lanka and to elevate relations between the two countries and the armed forces to a new level. He also praised President Rajapaksa for defeating terrorism and for achieving rapid post-war development, adding that people are enjoying their peaceful lives, the stability and development. President Rajapaksa assured China of Sri Lanka's support in international and regional matters. President Rajapaksa also assured Air Chief Marshal Zhu Xilang that Sri Lanka's policies towards China would never change.
Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe met with the chief prelates of the Askeri and Marwathu chapters of the Siam sect today.
Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe met with the chief prelate of the Askeri chapter of the Siam sect, Most Venerable Urugama Sri Buddha Rakita Thera. According to our correspondent, the opposition engaged in discussions with the chief prelate for around half an hour. The media was not allowed to cover the discussions that took place. Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe also met with the chief prelate of the Marwathu chapter of the Siam sect, Most Venerable Tibbatu Awe Sri Sumangala Thera, this morning. The opposition leader's discussion with the Most Venerable Tibbatu Awe Sri Sumangala Thera lasted over an hour. The media was not allowed to cover this discussion either.
Leader of the JVP MP Andrew Kumar Dissanayake says the recent provincial council election result shows that the government can be defeated in a general election. Attending a public rally in Mathura today, the parliamentarian commented on current political trends.
The results of the provincial council elections shows that during the next general election, we will be able to chase away this government.
ආණ්ඩුව ගෙදර යවිය හැකි කියන සංඥාව ලැබෙනකොට අර බල්ලා මැරෙනකොට මැක්කොත් මැරෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මැක්කෝ කලබල වෙනවා. දැන් අලුත් ගුලක් අටවන්න පටන් අරගෙන තිබෙන්නේ. ආණ්ඩුව වැටෙන සංඥාව ඇවිල්ලා තිබෙනවා. දැන් මොකද්ද කරන්න හදන්නේ?
Now they are setting up a new trap. Since there are signs that the government is falling apart, they are now attempting to stall the public from joining other progressive forces. Two individuals who call themselves patriots who are in the government are now making statements that the government is implementing the Regaining Sri Lanka policy framework of Ranil Wickremesinghe. After coming into power in 2011, they removed all the barriers in place for the influx of liberal capitalism. This was the goal of the policy framework against which people rallied behind us in 2004. As if they have woken up from deep slumber, these two individuals are saying that the government is not implementing the Mahinda Chintanya and that they are in fact implementing Regaining Sri Lanka.
අද හීනෙන් නැගිටලා වගේ මහතුරු කියන්න පටන් ගන්න තිබෙනවා දැන් තියෙන්නේ මහින්ද චින්තනය නෙවෙයි දැන් තියෙන්නේ රිගේනින් ශ්‍රී ලංකා මේක රැකින් ඊය හවස මහින්ද චින්තනය අද උදේ එළි වෙනකොට රිගේනින් ශ්‍රී ලංකා එහෙම වෙනවද ආණ්ඩුවට ආයෙ බැලුවොත් මොකද තියෙන්නේ
The government will next hold the UWA election and then they will go for a presidential election in order to save themselves. This will be their last effort. However, there is also a plan to gather all opposition forces under one banner to cross the presidential election hurdle. Then they will form a new progressive force around this camp. We are aware of this plan as well.
ප්‍රතිවර්ණ කඩේම පැනලා ඊළඟ ප්‍රතිගාමී කඳවුරක් නිර්මාණය කර ගැනීමේ සලස්මකුත් තිබෙනවා. ඒ සලස්මත් අපි හොඳින් තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ.
A JVP public coordinating office was declared open in the Nupe area in the Mathura district today.
According to the police, the main suspect connected to the abduction of 2 police constables and the subsequent murder of one of them in Kurunegala has been arrested in the Terdeni area in Kandy. The police media spokesperson said that the suspect was taken into custody by officers of the Criminal Investigations Department.
Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said that the suspect was arrested while he was travelling on a motorbike on the Mahiyangani road via the Teldeni area in Kandy. SSP Ajit Rohana added that a small girl travelling on the motorbike suffered injuries when a police firearm is fired while attempting to arrest the suspect. The director of the Kandy Teaching Hospital said that the girl was admitted to the hospital with injuries to one of her legs.
The suspect was travelling on a motorbike. When the CID tried to take him into custody, the suspect tried to grab the firearm of an officer. The weapon misfired, causing injuries to a small girl. The girl is currently receiving in-house treatment at a hospital. Reports indicate that the individual in question is the main suspect in the murder of the police constable, which is why he tried to grab the firearm. However, an investigation is underway into this incident.
A police media spokesperson said that they have received several leads into the murder of the police constable in Kurunegala. Meanwhile, 2 individuals who attempted to obtain a ransom after abducting a businessman in Maharagama have been arrested. The victim of the incident is 48-year-old Pradeep Nishanta, a resident of the Nugegoda area.
At around 5:15 last evening, when I was on the way to the store, a 3-wheeler pulled over and an individual held a broken glass bottle at me. Then I was taken. I was being taken through the cancer hospital area in Maharagama towards Moratua or Moratamulla. I am not quite sure. They first asked for 100,000 rupees. I told them I do not have the money at that moment and that I will pay them in Maharagama. Then they increased the amount to 300,000 and asked me how am I going to pay. I replied by saying that there is a person called Rasika next to the store in Maharagama and that I could ask him for the money. However, close to Pamunua, the police surrounded them and they were caught.
The abductors and the 3-wheeler were taken into police custody in an operation that was launched based on a tip-off received. The 2 suspects who attempted to abduct the businessman are residents of the Moratu area.
The Victory Day celebrations are due to be held under the patronage of President Mahinda Rajapaksa along the coastal belt of Mathura tomorrow. The police say that the public should be at the Sanajayasuri Stadium in Mathura before 6:30 am tomorrow to witness the celebrations. Meanwhile, final rehearsals for the Victory Day parade was held this morning.
The final rehearsal, which was held on the Mathura coastal belt this morning, was inspected by Defence Secretary Gotabe Rajapaksa. Secretary to the Ministry of Law and Order, Major General Nandamala Varachi, Chief of Defence Staff Lieutenant General Jagat Jayasuriya, commanders of the 3 armed forces, Inspector General of Police as well as the Director General of the Civil Security Department attended today's rehearsals. Over 7,000 personnel of the Sri Lanka Army, Sri Lanka Navy, Sri Lanka Air Force and Civil Defence Force are to participate in the Victory Day parade tomorrow. The Sri Lanka Army says that the parade will be lined up in 3 categories. The platoons will be lined up according to the east, Vani and northern fronts. The police said that the parade will proceed from Brownshill along the coast of Mathura to the Uyanbatta Stadium via the Mathura town. 116 armoured vehicles of the Sri Lanka Armed Forces will be included in the parade. Furthermore, over 30 small and large vessels of the Sri Lanka Navy will sail off the coast of Mathura. Over 30 aircraft of the Sri Lanka Air Force are also scheduled to take flight in the parade. Meanwhile, police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rona said that a special traffic plan will be implemented in the Mathura town from 4 am tomorrow until the conclusion of the Victory Day parade. The police request commuters to use alternative routes as the traffic plan has been implemented for vehicles travelling to Colombo via the Mathura town and vehicles travelling to Hambantota. The police added that the Mathura main bus stand will be temporarily shifted to Isadin town today and tomorrow.
United National Party parliamentarian Sajid Premadasu says the people of India have created an opportunity for a new journey. The MP made this statement at a function held in Hambantota last evening.
The function was held under the program to commemorate the 21st death anniversary of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa. During the event, the MP made donation for the development activities of the Welgam Villa Sri Negro Dharama Viharaya.
අද දවසේ ඉන්දියාවේ මොකද්ද සිද්ධ වුනේ? වසර 10ක්
What happened in India? The people elected a new government because the Congress party, which ruled the country for a decade, did not serve the people the way it should have. So the people made a decision to begin a new journey for the country, a series of new policies. They embraced this. What they needed was a new program, a new leadership which would be able to take the country towards development. They needed a powerful leadership for this and for this new journey. So if this can be done in India, why can't it be done in our country?
බහුතර ජනතාව පොදිය පිටින් ලබා දුන්න ජනවරමක් අලුත් ගමනක් යන්නට ඉන්දියාවේ ජනතාවට කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඇයි අපේ රටට බැරි?
First up on Sports First tonight, the boxers who qualified to round 3 of Super Fighter faced a physical challenge trial in Variapola today.
Super Fighter.
Super Fighter is a joint initiative of Newsfirst, MTV, NBC Media Networks and MAS Holdings. 64 boxers qualified for the third round of Super Fighter under 4 weight categories. The third round bouts of Super Fighter will take place on the 19th of this month and 32 boxers will be chosen for the quarterfinals of Super Fighter.
Super Fighter.
Sri Lanka clinched a 128-run victory against Kent in their second warm-up game in the Tour of England. The game was worked off in Canterbury.
Sri Lanka scored 301 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. Angelo Matthews scored 51 while Rayudu Thirumana scored 49 runs. Dinesh Chandimal chipped in with 47 runs in 31 balls. Kent only managed to score 173 runs before being bundled out in 36.3 overs. Alex Blake top scored with 60 runs. Suranga Lakma, Thisara Pereira and Ajantha Mendis claimed 3 wickets apiece.
The Philippines defeated Sri Lanka 26-25 in the Asian Five Nations encounter that was worked off today in Colombo. The Sri Lankan team was captained by Nama Rajapaksa and also saw the participation of 2 Fijian players playing for Sri Lanka, and the visitors led at Lemons 19-17. Although Sri Lanka managed to score 8 more points in the second half, the Philippines overcame the Lankans to score 7 more points in extra time. Sri Lanka have lost all 4 matches that they have played in the tournament and will not be included amongst the top teams in the Asian region. So that's a wrap.
A very good evening and welcome to Weather First, where we bring you the details of the latest weather forecast in the next 24 hours. Starting off with the northern tip of the island, which is the Jaffna area, we can see partly sunny and cloudy weather conditions with the temperatures ranging between 27 to 33 degrees Celsius. Moving down towards the Batticaloa area, it is partly sunny and cloudy weather conditions as well, with the weather ranging temperatures ranging between 26 to 36 degrees Celsius. Moving down to the Hambantota area, it is a sunny weather conditions with the temperatures ranging between 26 to 33 degrees Celsius. And if we take a look at the central part of the island, which is the Kandy area, showers and thunder showers are expected to develop between the next 24 hours with the temperatures ranging between 19 to 31 degrees Celsius. What are the weather conditions in the southern and western part of the island, you may ask? We have Colombo district, which is cloudy weather conditions, and also slight drizzles are expected within the 24 hours with the weather between the degrees 26 to 32 degrees Celsius. And the Gaul area is expected to have sunny weather conditions between 27 to 32 degrees Celsius. Matra is also cloudy weather conditions between 25 to 33 degrees Celsius. Let's now take a quick look at the weather forecast for the major towns and cities for the next 24 hours.
Well, with that, we wrap up the weekend edition of Primetime News. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Thank you for joining us. Take care and good night.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.